Atma Namaste. Welcome back to the program. Now I am discussing with Master about how our life connected with nature and in spiritual life. So let us continue. Master, if every living beings on this earth is a creation of a supreme being, differ in different ways. Like some people are rich, some people are poor, and some are in enjoying their healthy life, some are in different kind of disease. Why this kind of differences we can find all around us?
Okay. Now when we talk about only humans, okay, humans are born not only with just as a human pattern. For example, now you are born to a space or a zone or area, okay. You are born with your parents, okay, your father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. Every little thing is also connected with your past souls,
Okay.
past energies, okay. It's not a random pattern you are born to your father or your mother. So there is a karma which we were talking about in the last series with the Raja. I was talking about this karma. So everything is related to this pattern of karma. Okay. Now we have to understand as humans. I'm only talking about humans now. Human lives are divided into 7. Okay.
Sir.
7, 14, 21, 28, like that. So we live our life in that stages, each stage. Now you can rebuild yourself or destroy yourself within that 7 years time. And what happens in the next 7 years is the pattern which you have lived. They say even the bone, forget about the skin or everything, everything changes.
Okay.
So what you are going to carry is the memory of your past. That's all is with you as a human body. Okay? But the light from your birth, or not birth, maybe 3 months after conceiving or before your birth, till you die, is the same light.
Okay.
Okay? Now this light can be, or the soul, what we call, can be dimmed or brightened. That is within your mind. Okay. The karma which comes, the karma points which comes along with you, now that can define whether you are uplifting your light or uplifting yourself as spiritual person or downgrading yourself as a spiritual person. Okay. When I'm saying spirituality, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to talk about the soul or the light, okay, which you are brightening yourself. Are you making people all around you happy? Are you making people all around you not destroying them or hurting them or trying to make money? This is also a big pattern which happens in, they say, my profession. I can cheat in my profession. That also hits your karma. You understand?
Okay.
Your profession can be anything, but you cannot cheat another human being because of your profession. These are karma points. Now, when you have built positive karmas, naturally good things start happening to you. You have a good relationship or a healthy body, prosperity. So everything comes to your place. Now here, when this happens, your mind also plays a role.
Yes.
Okay. If you say every day morning I am healthy, you start becoming healthy.
Yes.
If you say I want to become rich, you will start becoming rich. Okay. It's the mind which plays the game. Okay. So you can build your life according what you think is what you become. You understand? So now, even though every soul comes to this earth from the Supreme or heaven or whatever we call it, as different religion calls in a different name. But let's say it's one ultimate source where we call it as universe. Okay, somewhere in the part of the universe, this light comes. Now, when this light comes, it comes with a pattern, which you have created maybe in your past lives. Okay. Now you create yourself in this life. The past life connects to your parents. Past life connects to your all what is along with you. That's what we say. The new generation, when it comes, they come with very good karma. As the generation passes, maybe we also have done very good karma in our past. That's why we are living in a very beautiful space now. So everything is connected. So what we always say is, everything happens for a reason. If you are poor, okay, that is a reason. What did you learn from being there? An empty pocket can teach you much bigger lessons than.
Yes.
You understand? So, have you learned that lesson? Once you learn that lesson, it will be very easy. Being unhealthy, if you have a broken, maybe if you cut your finger, you will value that finger much higher because it is paining. If you break one leg or both, that time you will know the value of that leg. You understand? So what we say is, don't get into that mess. Don't learn after breaking your bones. Don't learn it. Value your legs, value your body parts, value your parents, value your relatives, value people around you, value the prosperity which is with you. When you start valuing it, believe me, you will start experiencing much higher. Then you will start, like last time you were also telling me, how much the air is costly, how much costly the breath what we take. Then you start valuing that.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will not value that breath. So, this is a deeper understanding of life. When you start understanding life deeper, everything will fall to a pattern, and your life will be beautiful.
So, as you said, the patterns or the karma, how it applies to the humans, and is it also apply for the animals and the birds which lives in the forest or environment?
Yes, karma or the points is applicable for everybody, irrelevant of whether it is a living, non-living, a tree, a grass, a forest, whatever it is. Okay, every living or non-living beings has positives and negative karmas. Okay, for example, if you see a beautiful small baby tiger, okay, a beautiful baby tiger, you see there is an innocence in the tiger. You see that when you see a beautiful small tiger, there is that innocence in the tiger, because the tiger is just drinking milk and not killing.
He don't know cruelty.
He doesn't know cruelty. Okay. Now, once it starts growing, you see the tiger actually becomes wild. Why? He started eating. Now that is the pattern. Tiger cannot live without killing, because that is the pattern which it is born. But it can be seen in the face. Now that is what we are talking about. Every person or every thing will go through it. For example, you might say there's a cow. Okay, there's a cow which eats a waste which is undigested by the human puts that waste, and this cow is eating, and this cow has eaten that, and it is there in the stomach. Now it is the karma of that cow also to eat. Actually, it has a certain level of consciousness that it should not eat.
But also it is taking.
It should eat grass, but it is feeling, oh, this looks more tasty. Let me explore.
Yes, because
okay, and it will start eating. So every little thing, it goes through that. Let it be any living or non-living. So the points of positiveness and negativeness is built in this life on this earth, so that it remains to every living.
Master, with your guidance, Universal Knowledge Trust had planted thousands of saplings all around Western Ghats and highways, even rural cities. What is your guidance about plantings and growings of trees?
Okay, now as humans, we plant trees. Okay, it's a conscious behavior which is required. Okay, by planting a tree, you don't expect to eat mango after 2 days or 3 years or like that. It will take time. Okay, now if you are eating something or a mango, it might be planted by your grandfather or your father or somebody from the older generation. That's why you have a tree. So this is what a gift which is like a pass on. So when you plant something, it's more like a pass on gift which you are giving to the next generation which is coming, or the younger generation when it comes. Okay, so it's more of conscious building. Nature does not require your plantation, to be very frank. Humans are just doing a small job of doing planting few thousands of trees. But nature, if you just allow the nature to be there for 10 years, it will
Become a forest.
restructure itself.
Yeah.
There is no need of any human interference at nature. But by doing so, you are actually building a consciousness. That's all is what's happening. Okay, you are connecting with the nature. When you plant a tree, you are able to connect with that. Okay, this is my child, or this is like my own connection, a relative, an extension of me which is growing now. When you start seeing it, I'm sure you also have gone through that. When you see, wow, such a big, it has grown now, it has become so big, you feel so happy about it, So this we have to inculcate in our children. Okay, it's very important. So a child who is just 3 years or 5 years, we take them along and we make them plant trees. You also should do that. Everybody in this earth should do that. You should show them how to plant, what happens when the plant becomes big, so they also grow along with the nature. Now that gets the connection at a very young age. Okay, but otherwise you are just slowly and steadily, your children gets disconnected from the nature, and they get attracted because there are these mobiles which show them so many things which is around. They'll be sitting inside the squared world room and they will be watching the mobile, and they'll be totally disconnected from nature. And once they are totally disconnected from nature, they actually will not understand what is correct, what is wrong. The taste buds, for example, the taste buds, they will not understand that this fruit is chemical, this fruit is naturally grown, this is something which is chemically made, or this is naturally made. So they get totally disconnected. Their taste buds, their nose, their skin, the viewing, everything gets disconnected. Okay, so by planting a sapling, you are not helping nature, you are actually helping yourself.
Yourself.
So that is, we have to understand. When we understand that, then I think so people will start planting more. Otherwise, this destruction and getting away from nature is more, and that happens naturally. Natural calamities, then we have epidemic diseases, then the health issues, everything will start coming. Mental disturbances, everything will start happening.
Sister, as you said, if the nature had a power to sustain itself, but because of the human interference inside the forest, he cutting off so many fruits-bearing trees. Because of the scarcity of food, many of the wild animals, they are coming out of the forest and they are entering the villages. And here, human, they are killing and hurting those animals, and they are telling that animals are destroying their crops. Here question is it the karma of wild animals for suffering the scarcity of food, or human, they are creating their bad karma for cutting of that fruits bearing trees and making the scarcity of wild animal food.
Yes, as you rightly said, interference of humans is excess nowadays in different zones. So that is actually creating scarcity inside the forest for the animals. So that is one part. But if you go back to your ancestors, okay, when they used to do farming, okay, when they used to do farming, if they're doing farming in 10 acres of land, now they keep 1 acre of the land, that is 10% of the land, whatever farming was kept for animals.
Yeah.
So there was a system which was that whenever you do something, 10% you keep it for the other animals.
Yes.
Now this system was created to bring that balance. Now, so they don't come to that 10 acres of land. They are happy with that 1 acre of land, whatever they are eating, and they go back. Okay, it is not that it is coming from the forest towards the land is not new by the animals, because animals come out of from their zone. For example, even a rat in your house, why does it come inside your house? Looking
Yes,
for
of course.
food and water.
Yes.
So animals only go around just for looking of the food and water, or else for a safe zone for their children or for mating. So these are the only time where they move out of their safe
Territory.
zones. Okay, otherwise they are territory or something. Otherwise they are happy with their own zones. Okay. Now, if you are able to create this, which our ancestors knew and they were doing it, okay, 10% of whatever you, if every farmer thinks in this level and creates 10% of extra for the animals or whatever who comes, so that will build an ecosystem. Okay, that is one thing. Now, second thing, we should more like what we used to do before, or when we during the rainy season, we go and plant fruit bearing trees inside the forest. By creating a fruit bearing, what has happened is now the forest, when they plant, department or any person plants trees, they are looking at timber,
Yes.
value of a timber before they plant. Okay,
Yes.
so that should be avoided.
Yes.
You cannot have single plantation. You cannot have teak plantation.
Like a
So,
teak,
it is an
mangium.
imbalance.
Yes.
Okay.
More
You cannot
multi-varieties.
have of the same species, and you cannot call it as a forest. Okay. So there should be different varieties, just like how the nature forms. There's a mango tree. There's a jackfruit tree. There's for every kind of tree is there. For every kind of animals to come, every kind of birds to come and enjoy that space. So if nature is destroyed by the humans, then it becomes humans to go back and give it back to the nature. So there should be a right, what we call it as a space cut. This is the forest. The government should form a zone. Like this is forest area, so this is for human space. This is for agriculture purpose, and this is for whatever space humans need for. So that definitions should be demarked by the government or the authorities in concern, so that every animal, every bird, or every living being has its own space. Now, what has happened is humans have interfered deeply into the animal zone. So, animals
They are starting
do
to come
come
out.
back and attack the humans.
Yes.
If a baby elephant is shot dead, the mother elephant comes back to attack back to that village.
Yes.
Now, you cannot call that elephant as the attacker. Who started? You should be careful. Okay. So we see people going hunting. Okay. This should be avoided completely. I still remember one story which was told to me by one Maharaja in Rajasthan. He said, today we are suffering because of our grandfather's deeds. Our grandfather or great grandfathers used to go hunting for tigers just to impress British, and they used to go hunting. And today we are also suffering. The third generation he is talking about it. So what we have to do is we have to understand nature very carefully. Otherwise, our third generation, fourth generation also may suffer. So we have to be really careful.
At the other side, at the name of development, government, they are going to construct a dam or canal, national highway project, and so many projects inside the forest. They are cut offing the animal corridor, animal crossing corridor also, and we are destroying their drinking water sources. And not only their drinking water sources, a river which is burning in the Western Ghats, everything is going to destroying there. Only few people, like politicians or bureaucrats, only because of the few people, the major portion of the nature is going to destroying it. But the other side, many of the common men, they are suffering because of the few people's of bad work. What is the reason for it, and what the common man can do for protecting this nature?
Okay. Now there are projects which happens, development projects. Okay. It can be in the form of dam, or it can be in the form of highways, everything.
Canals.
Now what happens is there's a way to do it. Like you were asking, how we can implement science through nature. You understand? So when we do a canal, see, if you see, notice that most of the canals are V-shaped. Animals cannot enter. If it enters, it will fall out, it cannot come out. Okay. So how does the river flow? River flows somewhere, it is in a very shallow, some places it is very deep. Okay. So this nature based, we should be able to implement it. Only when you start implementing what the nature does. How does the nature store water? Maybe between two mountains. Between two mountains where the nature stores water. So you can also store water building a small dam. Understand? So you can implement things where it will not disturb the nature as a whole. But we have started development in a form where we destroy the nature first, then we talk about development. For example, before a road is made, first the trees are
cut off.
Understand? Now the trees are cut not because the road is made. Trees are cut because there is a value for the trees. Now that consciousness has to be built. When you can build a road, maybe by digging a tunnel through the rocks. Understand? So that might give you a better way of development. For example, you are talking about animal corridors. Okay? Why can't we build a bridge? The whole of forest area, the flyovers are built so that nature is, animals are below, the vehicles are passing from the top. You understand? Implementation is important. The need for that is important. A selfish man who is only thinking about his stomach, if he has been given a power, he will not think of anything else. He will not think of those people who are there around the projects. He will not think of those animals. It is very important that you select your leader who is conscious.
Yes.
You cannot select leaders who are selfish. Now, when selected leaders are selfish, you are bound to get this kind of things. So it is a human behavior. Before you select, think twice. So actually, as a common man, if you are conscious, if you are in connection with nature, So when you are in connection with nature, you can think, and when you are able to think, maybe your selection of a leader also might be good. So we always say, build yourself spirituality, so that you have that wisdom, you have that power to think, and you have the power to select the right person who will lead you as a whole. So this consciousness has to be built among larger crowd. So that will help the future.
Master, our soul is part of heaven and our body is created from this nature. So we got a lot of things from this nature. And how can we give back to the nature and get connected to the spirituality?
Okay, but that, as you rightly said, soul is a part of the heavens, and the body, or this whole body, is formed
Spirit.
through earth, whatever you have eaten. So, and you have to give back. Which is how to give back. Actually, frankly speaking, nature knows how to take it back. So once you leave the body, leaves the soul, nature will say your body comes back to this earth. Okay, so you don't give back; it will take it. So that is one thing. But yes, you have to be thankful. Understand one thing is, let's be thankful for whatever we have received. For example, you are eating some fruit, or you are eating rice or something. Now, before you eat, you should be thankful. Say, great, I'm eating this, and this becomes part of me. Okay. So thank you to your God, goddesses, wherever, whatever you are names can tell, and just say, I'm thankful for this food. So this one simple thankfulness before you eat will nourish your body, because you are getting this food, and this food will tomorrow become the part of you. Okay, so you become thankful there. The food, the content of the food will change. The energies of the food will change, and when it goes to your body, it converts itself in a way which will make your body healthy. Okay, it's a very simple thing, but very, very powerful. Okay, so that is one way you can connect. The second way you can actually sing is by doing different form of services. You can serve another human being. You can share your wealth. You can do service, or you can give them as a teaching your knowledge. So these are the various ways of you can help your own surroundings as humans. Now, for the animals and birds and nature, we have been already doing, like planting the saplings or doing something good, keeping a simple water and food for the birds which comes around you in your own house. You're not doing anything big. Some little fruits which comes to your doorsteps. So you're keeping some food. It can be in the form of fruits or something. Okay. So these little things, when you start doing, watering the plants which is around you. So this is how you start giving back to the nature in a very, very small way. You don't have to cage the bird and keep it in the cage inside the house. You can just put some good feed. Believe me, the kinds of birds which you will never see will come to eat it. Okay. So like this, you can serve in different forms, however small or however big. If you have a bigger capacity, do it in a bigger way. If you don't have any capacity, just be thankful. That at least we can do, right? So by doing such small acts of kindness, we can really build ourselves as a human body, number one. Now when the human body is built, okay, next is the level of the soul, which comes to you when you're born, and where it leaves back when you die. Okay. Now here also you are building the consciousness. You are uplifting your consciousness. You are brightening your light. Okay, by doing small services to nature. And when you start doing this in a small way, believe me, we have been doing this, and all the people who are doing this, they all started very small. But when we see the numbers now, it goes in lakhs. And we ourselves is astonished. Wow, within 3 years we could do so much. Within 4 years we could do so much. That number becomes big. And believe me, help will come from every direction when you start doing good. And goodness is a contagious disease, which we always say. We have to spread goodness.
Finally, one more question I want to ask with you. It's not a question, it is a suggestion for those people, those who are going to create some wealth because mining or destroying the nature. For example, there are so many emperors, they ruled in this earth. They are not taken any kind of wealth along with them. For knowing this truth, yes, we can see, so there are so many people, they are going to destroy the nature. What you can suggest them, how to see the nature and how to uplift themselves in the spiritual life?
See, to be very frank, if you have already destroyed, okay, a person who has already destroyed nature, I don't have any suggestions for them, because they will go through their karma, they will go through their sufferings, their children will go through their sufferings, their great grandchildren will go through their sufferings. So, for people like them, I don't have any suggestion, because they have already messed up their life. Okay, but people who are thinking of getting into this kind of businesses, I would suggest think of something else, because money, prosperity, you can do anyway. Every soul who is born in this earth has a capacity to become a billionaire. Okay, this is the way nature has. Nature will give you. It has got plenty. So you can take it as gift. Don't steal from it. If you steal from it, then it will give back, and it will make you suffer. It will destroy you. Like you said, all the kings, the emperors who wanted to build their whole empire in the whole earth are nowhere now. They are all left empty-handed. That is the reality. So understand this reality at the earliest, so that you can save yourself, not only yourself, but your next generations to come.
Thank you, Master, for wonderful teaching. You cleared so many of our doubts, and thank you for watching this beautiful program and our wisdom in spirituality. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Atma Namaste.